When it comes to setting up a small room with rich, immersive sound, the usual bulky speakers or expensive systems just don't make sense. What you want is something compact yet powerful, stylish yet straightforward. So today, we're breaking down the top 10 Dolby Atmos soundbars made just for small spaces. And trust me, by the time you hit number 1, you'll have a clear idea of what fits your room, your budget, and your lifestyle. Let's start with number 10 and work our way up. Number 10. Vizio V-Series V20XJ8. Let's start off with the underdog that quietly delivers more than expected. The Vizio V20XJ8 may not scream high-end at first glance, but for folks looking for a compact and budget-friendly soundbar, this one deserves a look. It's simple, clean, and designed to do one job well: make your TV sound way better than its built-in speakers. The DTS Virtual X brings in a bit of surround magic, making movie nights more engaging. However, don't expect deep rumbling bass, there's no subwoofer here. But if you're tight on space or live in an apartment with thin walls, that might actually be a plus. For casual viewers, this bar gives you more clarity and a touch of depth without blowing out your budget. Number 9. Vizio Soundbar SV210Y08. This one's for the no-fuss kind of person. The SV210Y08 doesn't pretend to be a cinematic powerhouse. Instead, it plays to its strengths: clean vocals, simple controls, and a low profile that slides easily under most TVs. It's the kind of bar that blends in and quietly does its job without calling attention to itself. If your viewing leans more toward late-night talk shows, YouTube, and light Netflix binging, this soundbar will feel like a smart, easygoing companion. The downside? It's not built for thrills. Bass is modest, and action movies won't have that boom. But for the right person, it hits the sweet spot between simplicity and sound improvement. Number 8. Vizio M-Series M213ADK8. Now here's where the Dolby Atmos label starts to mean something. The Vizio M213ADK8 steps up the game with actual up-firing speakers that bounce sound off your ceiling to give you that over-your-head feeling. It comes with a sleek little subwoofer that isn't overpowering, but adds enough depth to make explosions feel punchy and music feel fuller. If your ceiling isn't too high and your room's not too open, you'll actually notice the height effects doing their thing. This soundbar makes movies feel alive and music sound layered. Sure, the remote is basic, and you'll need to find the right spot for the sub, but for the experience it brings, this one feels like a proper step into Atmos territory. Number 7. Samsung HWS50B. Looking for clear dialogue and a soundbar that actually looks like it belongs in a modern setup? The Samsung HWS50B is a sleek and smart choice. This bar is tuned for voices, so if you constantly ask, "What did they just say?" this one's your savior. It has a built-in center channel that lifts voices right out of the mix and into focus. While it doesn't come with a subwoofer, it has built-in woofers that try their best to round out the lows. It won't shake your floor, but for a small room, it fills the space nicely without overpowering it. The surround simulation is convincing enough to give you some width, and when paired with a Samsung TV, it syncs up effortlessly. The S50B is all about clarity, convenience, and clean design. Number 6. Vizio Soundbar S SV510X08. Sometimes a product comes along that feels like a hidden gem. That's the SV510X08 for you. It's not overly flashy, but the soundstage it creates feels bigger than what you'd expect from something this small. The DTS Virtual X makes the sound feel like it's coming from more than just the front of your room, which is great when you don't have space for rear speakers. While there's no separate subwoofer, the bar itself does a surprisingly solid job with low-end sounds. You'll get satisfying depth during action scenes, and music sounds wide and clean. If you want something simple, effective, and easy to live with, this one is worth a serious look. Number 5. LG S60T. This one might surprise you. LG S60T isn't loaded with bells and whistles, but it nails the basics in a way that feels satisfying and balanced. With 3.1 channels, you get a dedicated center for dialogue clarity and a punchy subwoofer that brings depth to action scenes. It supports Dolby Atmos in a virtual setup, meaning it simulates height channels rather than using physical up-firing speakers, but in a smaller room, this can still sound convincing. What really makes this one shine is how user-friendly it is. Setup is painless, Bluetooth streaming is smooth, and it works great with projectors and TVs alike. It's not built for a giant living room, but in a cozy space, it delivers warmth and detail that feels just right. Number 4. Samsung HWQ600C. If you want to dip your toes into the more cinematic side of sound without going overboard, the Samsung HWQ600C is a solid bet. It's got real Dolby Atmos and DTS-by-X decoding, a wireless subwoofer, and those all-important up-firing speakers. The result? Sound that actually travels above, around, and behind you, depending on your room layout. And if you have a newer Samsung TV, the Q Symphony feature lets the TV speakers work with the bar for a fuller wall of sound. You'll hear crisp dialogue, soaring effects, and deep thuds all without cluttering your space. The remote can be a bit tricky, and it might take a few tweaks to get the balance right. But once it's dialed in, movie night is a whole new thing. Number 3. Polk Audio Signa S4. The Polk Audio Signa S4 delivers big-time Dolby Atmos performance in a compact, no-nonsense package. It features up-firing speakers for actual height effects, a powerful wireless subwoofer for room-shaking bass, and Polk's voice adjust tech to keep dialogue sharp and clear. Setup is a breeze, and the soundstage feels wider than the bar itself. It's perfect for action movies and sports, and the bass will surprise you. Downsides? The design isn't exactly premium, and the remote feels a bit basic. But for its price and performance, the Signa S4 is a serious contender for small room theaters. Number 2. Sonos Beam Gen 2. The Sonos Beam Gen 2 is one of the smartest, sleekest soundbars you can get for small rooms. It supports Dolby Atmos through virtual processing, and while there are no up-firing speakers, the room-filling sound it creates is incredibly immersive. Dialogue clarity is excellent, and the compact size fits perfectly under most TVs. Add to that Wi-Fi, AirPlay 2, voice control, and seamless integration with other Sonos speakers, and you've got a powerful centerpiece for any small setup. The downside? No subwoofer included, but you can always add one later. For modern homes and smart setups, Beam Gen 2 is nearly unbeatable. Number 1. Bose Smart Soundbar. At the top of our list is a soundbar that's all about finesse and power, packed into a sleek frame. The Bose Smart Soundbar takes home theater sound and makes it feel personal. With Dolby Atmos, adaptive room calibration, and exclusive audio tuning, it delivers a well-balanced, rich soundstage. Dialogue is pinpoint clear, music feels warm, and effects swirl around with convincing dimension. It's compact, looks stunning, and works seamlessly with Alexa and Google Assistant. Add a Bose bass module and surrounds later, and you've got a mini theater in your small space. Pricey? Yes. But for what it brings in sonic clarity and ease of use, it earns the crown. So which one fits your room best? Whether you want simple clarity for late-night shows or cinematic Atmos thrills in a compact space, there's something in this top 10 for you. Let us know your favorite in the comments, and if you've used any of these, share your experience. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that bell so you never miss our next deep dive into smart audio gear.